Yo, what's going on, family? What's going on? What's going on? I want to give a shout out to my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love and the support. Do me a favor and thumbs up this video. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, press that subscribe button. But I want to talk about Coolio, y'all. Usually, when somebody that I like, or admired, or just thought just was cool, whatever the situation, is, I usually just give a shout out, what I'm saying, to that person and their loved ones, their family members, when they pass on, but in this particular situation, I wanted to talk about Coolio for a minute, because it's some real interesting things that happened and things that he was talking about before he passed away. And anybody that knows their big brother, that knows Trayvon, knows that I am somewhat of a conspiracy theorist. Sometimes I don't think that things are an accident. You know what I'm saying? I think that things are, happen for a reason. I think some people are taken out for a reason, and whether I'm right or wrong, this is just something that what I think, you know what I'm saying? And I just really believe that it's just kind of strange. We all got to go. We all have to die. Not everything and not everybody that dies is a conspiracy. And, some people just die. You know what I'm saying? But Coolio, he was a person, he was a rapper who came out in, I think the late 80s. He made it big in the early 90s with Gangsta's Paradise, which everybody knows that song. Every generation knows that song, Gangsta's Paradise. And he had another song called Fantastic Voyage, which is a banger. If you don't know those songs, you need to go listen to them, and you'll understand why the 90s was hot. You know what I'm saying? And he helped to make the 90s hot with just the banging music that he did. But when he came out with, the song Gangsta's Paradise, that was for a soundtrack, and it was for a movie that was popular at the time. And, he, did the song for the soundtrack and it blew up. You know what I'm saying? And he was just real big and major, and I just remember, as a child listening to his music, he was just, he was, up there with Snoop and Dre and Ice Cube and all the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? He was up there with all of them, and when you hear, about, people that you grew up listening to, when you hear about their deaths and they die so young, it kind of gives you an eerie feeling. You know what I'm saying? But what is really creepy to me is that, he was really talking about doing a lot of things. He wanted to, do some things before he passed on. And if you are aware of Dane Calloway is a YouTuber, very popular YouTuber who tells so-called African-American people that they are the so-called indigenous people of what we call America today. He has done a lot of research within his own family and just in general about so-called African-American people and he has discovered a lot of things that we have been here for a very long time. And this place was called Turtle Island, and that we are the original people of this land. And Dan Calloway has talked about this, and a lot of celebrities have embraced Dan Calloway. And a lot of celebrities have come out to say, you know what? I can remember my grandmother telling me about, or my grandfather or my uncle or my auntie telling me that we are the Native Americans. We are the Indians. That's who we are. And a lot of black people and more so-called African-American black people are waking up to this. We've been told that we are African-American, that we are from Africa, but the reality is a lot of us have been in the so-called Americas. We've been here. This is our home. We didn't come from Africa. A lot of us who were enslaved or had to endure, the horrificness of slavery and things of that nature were already here. They didn't drag us from Africa or different places. We were already here. Now, they may have taken us, from our homeland, which was here, and taken us to other places. That happened as well. You know what I'm saying? So just digging up all these facts, Coolio was tapping into these type of things. And when you listen to Coolio speak and you listen to Dane Calloway speak, they had a lot of things that they really wanted to accomplish. They wanted to, do a documentary. They wanted to let the world know that we are the indigenous people of this land, of what we call America, and, this is speculation at this point, but, supposedly Coolio wanted to record new music under a different name. And he wanted to talk about positivity. He wanted to talk about the music industry. He wanted to talk about how corrupt the music industry is and how demonic the music industry is. And he wanted to talk about these things, but he wanted to talk about positivity and some of the negative things that go on in the music industry. And before he was able to do those things, he supposedly suffered a heart attack. And he died. Now, me being a conspiracy theorist, the way that I am, I just find that to be strange. I find that to be a little weird, and I find that to be a little strange. And the reason why I find that to be strange is because, whenever, you get people who want to tell the truth, who want to open other people's eyes, their people's eyes to the truth, because we've been lied to for so long. We've been told lies for so long. And when you have our people who get a hold of the truth and want to let, their people know, sometimes I feel like you get eliminated, and I'm not saying that this is particularly the case, again, they're saying that he died of a heart attack, you know what I'm saying? But I just find it really, really strange and hard to believe. And he wanted to do positive things, and he wanted to do positive things for his people. And unfortunately, whenever so-called black people want to do something positive for their people, it's just always seen as negative. It's seen as being a negative thing. But what we're noticing is that we're waking up. A lot of us are really, really waking up. But I want you guys to hear, this from Coolio speaking of Dan Calloway. And this is, fair use. This is fair use, y'all. Fair use.
I'm like motherfucking Coolio right now.
Dan, I tried to reach out to you several times. I support you, bro. I think you're one of the most supported black men in America, bro. I think you need to be protected, guarded. You're a treasure.
He just fucking said, you know what? You're not an African. You're Native American. Mm-hmm. He said this, and I asked him, I said, do you know Dan Calloway? And he said, yes.
Of course I do.
Of course he does.
And I knew this already. I knew from my grandparents. My grandparents were full-blood Native on my father's side, and then my mother's grandfather was my great-grandfather. My mother's grandfather is full-blood Chaka.
Yeah.
Not Chaka. I know the right pronunciation, and I be trying to tell niggas all the time what they are, that they need you. You know what I'm saying? With the melanated music from Turtle Island. I know where I'm from.
Turtle Island.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
it's just hard to kind of just hear those type of things, you know, when a lot of us are waking up. And you have another you know, rapper by the name of Chingy, who woke up. You know, he started, you know, talking to Dan Calloway about, you know, knowing his roots as well. And to me, I just think that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? When we're actually finding out who we really are, instead of being told that we come from a place that we, you know, that we may have come from, you know, but we've been in what we call America so long. We've, you know, developed a culture, we've developed, and let's be honest, you know, a lot of, you know, people that were in power at that time were always traveling to and from what we call America today. This is something that had always been going on. But when you had Christopher Columbus, you know, when he found out about this place, you know, he wanted to rape, rob, murder. But here's the thing, you know, you'll have, you know, we'll be told that he just ran across this place. He just happened to bump into it. But in reality, he had studied this place. He knew that this place existed. He knew that people were here. He knew that there were riches here. He knew all these things, you know, but he wanted to come over here because he knew that we were the chosen people. Because I really believe that we are the chosen people, family. You know, so-called African-American people, so-called Black people, we are the chosen people. We are God's people. And we need to understand that, you know, and this is the reason why we've been so destroyed and we've been scattered, but we have to come back to it. And when you have people, our people, telling the truth and trying to gather, it's just always some kind of corruption that's going to take place, period and point blank, you know, 9 years of age, you know, because he had a lot of things that he wanted to do. And it's just a shame that he won't be able to fulfill those things and we won't be able to see those things manifest, you know, and to, you know, to see those things come true. But, you know, I just really just hope that he's able to rest in peace and his family is able to get some kind of peace and just, you know, and I just hope that they're just able to just be comforted, you know, around this time, because this is really hard. You know, especially when you know that your loved one has so many plans and, you know, they wanted to do so many things and then they just pass on like this. Like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Press that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed. But I just wanted to just play you guys this video of him before he passed on. This is one of the last videos.
It's a new segment. It's a new segment that I'm gonna do every day that I'm gonna call I'm Cool on That. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm cool on today. What I'm cool on today is when something is obviously wrong, or you see something going on, and if somebody brings it to your attention, right? And then you sit there and argue them down about how it's not true. I'm cool on that, for real, because you know, some things are make believe, some things are fictional, some things are fake, and some things we don't know about. But if something is obvious, you've done the research or not. If something is obvious, then why would you argue about it? Okay? Now y'all can go home and drink your Adrenochrome. I'm cool on that. Shaka Zulu, man. He's so sad.
Now he mentioned Adrenochrome. Now, let's look up the definition of Adrenochrome. Let's look that definition up, because he mentioned that. Now, adrenochrome is a chemical compound produced by the oxidation of adrenaline. It was the subject of limited research from the 1950s through the 1970s as a potential cause of schizophrenia. While it has no current medical application, the related derivative compound carbazochrome is a hemostatic medication. Okay, so basically, this is it's a compound that can cause you to be schizophrenic, basically. And he mentioned that. And I believe that he knew a lot of things were happening, before he passed on. And he also mentioned in one of his other videos about DMX and how sad it was how he passed away and the way that he passed away. What I'm noticing is that a lot of our artists, like him, are dying of quote unquote heart attacks. Now, they do have things that can make you have a heart attack. They do have drugs and things of that nature that can make you have heart attacks, especially when you're talking too much, you're speaking too much, and you just won't shut up and you're trying to free your people. Now, when you do the study of, of the senses, we've always been called the minority, but the reality is we are the majority. We are definitely the majority, and a lot of people are afraid, but this is the end times, I believe, and we are coming towards the end, and a lot of things that we've been closed-minded to we're starting to wake up to them, and we're starting to see the light, and a lot of people are starting to wake up, and, we're getting to that point. We're definitely getting to that point, and I'm glad that we're getting to that point because it's just time that we get, our kingdom back, we get our land back, we get our language back, we get who we are back, period and point blank. But I just want to give a shout out to the family of Coolio. May you have peace in this time. Thank you, Coolio, for giving us your music, your love, giving us you. And, just the love, man, and, and just being, what we needed in the 90s. We needed, upbeat music. We needed a good tempo, and you gave it to us, brother. And I just want to say thank you for that. May you rest with our ancestors. May you rest in heavenly, eternal peace, my brother. And you guys like, share, and subscribe to the video. And leave a comment in the comment section. If you were a Coolio fan, definitely leave me a comment in the comment section and tell me, what was your favorite song by Coolio? And definitely, I will see you all on the next video. Peace out, y'all.